Well, everyone, welcome back to another Express Entry live Q&A. I'm Mark Holthe, Canadian immigration lawyer. And yes, I was away last week. I went to the ski resort of Castle Mountain near my home here in Lethbridge. And about a year and a half ago, I promised my daughter that we would save our little pennies and we would book a place in Castle, a little rental right on the hill, so we could just ski right up to where we were staying. And it was wonderful. We thought this was brilliant. And last week, the time came. But when we got there on the Tuesday, it was bitterly cold. And so we hoped, okay, Wednesday, it might be a little bit better. But in fact, when you're skiing, if it gets colder than minus 15 degrees Celsius, it's really not that comfortable. And so we, well, what do you say? We basically spent all of Wednesday. We tried to ski in the morning, but our goggles frosted up. And I'm not talking frosted. Like on the insides, there was a thin film of ice that we had to scrape off with our finger. And that was just riding up to the top on the ski lift. And so we had one round down, basically one run, and we had to, we had to write it off. Excuse me. And so, yes, it was so cold. It was just not quite the experience that we had hoped for. Let's just put it that way. And so, let's just see what I have here. It's hard to see because it's so cold. Let me shift to my There we go. For some reason, it looks like my mic was muted. I hope it wasn't muted the whole time. Maybe it was. Maybe the whole time I was talking, it was all muted. Let's see. Does anyone say your sound is off? Can't hear you. We can't hear you. Okay, there we go. So that's so strange. I don't know why it was muted. Well, it must be because of the camera. So I think this one is okay. Anyways, so like I said, it was just really cold. And so I wasn't able to ski last, I wasn't able to do the live stream last week. And then I've got my glasses here. And the reason I'm wearing my glasses is because next week on Tuesday, I've got some eye surgery. So if you were to look at my glasses here, these critters are pretty thick, and the thick glasses results in, me just really having poor eyes. Well, I shouldn't say results. I have thick glasses because I've got horrible prescription. So I've reached the stage where contacts just really are not quite allowing me to see as well as I can, or as I should. And even, close up now that I'm getting old and losing my near vision, which none of you guys have experienced. I now am going in for surgery next Tuesday, and I'm going to be out of commission for a little bit. So I'm so grateful that I've got good support at the firm. But I'm not sure if it's going to be a week or 2 weeks where I have to be very careful, because they're actually going to replace the lenses in my eyes, which is, it's not a cheap surgery, but it's one that I hope will allow me to have decent sight so that I can do the things that I enjoy in the future. And there's nothing worse than going and speaking at a conference, and which I definitely intend to do going forward. Do more of that, speaking at a conference and not being able to see the people out in the audience very clearly. So I'm hoping that will fix it. So thank you guys for being patient. And yes, there we go. That's the update. All right, let's slide back here to this little screen here. We're gonna keep it a little bit more fresh and open. I think I'm gonna mix it up a little bit and move away from my more framed stuff. And we're gonna roll a little bit with the blank one here. All right, so we now know that I was not here. You guys couldn't hear me. Okay, let's go up, and I'll do one shout out here. So Mariana, okay, so Mariana has, she's issued a super chat. Anyone who super chats, I bump you up and make sure your questions get answered without any reservation. So let's see what Mariana has here. She says, hi, Mark from Toronto, received the PR portal email saying the application was approved. Now waiting for the e-Coper. Thank you for everything. The course, your time to do this lives every week, the consult, and just for getting me through it. Mariana, I am so excited for you. That is just so wonderful. And that's really how it works, right? Some people choose to hire me, and we help them go through the whole process and from start to finish, and even work with them and collaboratively together submitting applications. Others, like Mariana, subscribe to the course, booked a consult to talk about some issues and manage the process themselves. So it's just, yeah, I'm so happy that things worked out for you, Mariana. Let's see if the sound effects are turned down here. I gave a little delayed applause there, but I'm so happy for you. So very kind. And a super chat to express that. Oh man, that really means a lot. And for those of you who are new to this whole world and wondering, what is Mark talking about when it comes to this course? Well, if I slip over here, you can see this is the Canadian Immigration Institute, and all the links to our DIY courses are below. And the one that's near and dear to my heart, that I've spent more time developing and honing and improving, is this Express Entry course. And you can just go to the site. You can read. I need to, maybe Marianne, I'll get your testimonial and I'll put it right up here. But every time we do another masterclass, I always love to get the positive feedback and post it on the site. But anyways, you can see everything is in here, every aspect, and you can learn more about it right there. So, all right. A little sneeze. I think I've got some allergies coming here. All right, let's jump back once again and let's take a look and see what else we have happening here. So Mariana, thank you so much for that. Looked like another super jumped in. So let's see what we've got here. This one is from Andre. Oh, hello, my friend. He says, hi, Mark, me and my wife just got our Copers yesterday. What is going on here? This is awesome. Thanks to your team. Alicia was super helpful. Kudos to your team. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, Andre. This is just, how long, you guys? That's Andre and Mariana. Maybe let everybody know how long it took, what your journey was, and we'll make sure that we post that on here. Wonderful. Okay, so we hit the super. So let's jump back up, and if you have questions, just hold off on the questions for just a little bit, and then we'll dive into those. Right now, I want to make sure that we're giving shout outs to all the people all over through the various channels. So I'm hoping LinkedIn shows up. The link keeps breaking on me every time I try to go live. Sherry says, what do you think the draw will be today? Oh my goodness. I don't even know if I have the ability to start guessing that kind of stuff anymore. It's such a crazy, crazy mix, right? Like there should be a draw today, February the 15th. We are March the 1st today. So there could very well be a draw today. We saw that there was a PNP only. So what is the minister going to do? Personally, if he's not prepared at this stage to, let's just see if the blank one there. Yeah. If he's not prepared to do the draws, the strategic targeted draws, then I would hope that it would be a CEC draw. That's what I would hope. And if it's a CEC draw, because there's so many people in Canada, I would assume even if it was a CEC, because they flushed out a bunch of people with the FSW, I think if we were to go back here and look at this, if it was a CEC only draw, and we look at how many people are already in the queue here, I like this is by and large, those people were all flushed out. Well, a lot of them were with the well, I shouldn't say a lot. A lot of these ones up here were all flushed out with a PNP. So we still have 14 here. We still have 1226. We know that we had an FSW only draw that was up to 489. So, it's entirely possible that some of these are CEC as well. So I think I would probably go with about, and we've got all of these. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with 486. I'm going to go with 486 if it's a CEC only draw, and if it's a no program specified draw because of the time that's passed, I'm going to say that's probably going to be about 497. Yeah. So there you go. 486 if it's CEC, 497 if it is no program specified. And if it's targeted draw, well, head on over here. The video is in the works. I'm in the process of getting the video edited for this blog post. But this is my Future of Express Entry, the top 7 insights for 2023 targeted draws. I just completed this. I released this blog post. Actually, while I was on the ski trip, I wrote it. And this really, in my mind, is where I think the government is going exactly. And how do I know? We talked about this in a previous video. I covered it just very, very briefly. Let's see if we can find, I'm not sure if I have the YouTube channel. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to pull up the YouTube channel and I'm going to show you. I did a video on, and I actually decided to start a new channel, but I'll talk about that later. Let's see, switch account there. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get to the video. So I'll flip back here. So you'll remember that I did a video specifically on Express Entry 2.0. Let's see, I can't even find it. We've got so many, we've got so many videos. Maybe it was a live, that's why. Let me go to live here and see if we can find it. I have just too many videos here. Where is Express Entry 2.0? I think I'm losing my mind, you guys. I think so. I can't even find the videos on my own channel. Oh my goodness. Come on, how hard is it? I'm probably just passing right through. It's all the way down here. Have we really done that many videos? I guess we have. So the new Express Entry system, this one's got about 8,000 views on it, but what will change? So this actual consultative process that IRCC released back in January, and it makes sense, I guess, that it's January, a month ago. It's hard to believe that it was that long ago. When the minister released this information, and I'm going to go back to my blog post, and I'm going to click on, I'm going to open up the actual, you can see it's archived now. IRCC did not reach out to us stakeholders and at least us immigration lawyers to let us know that this had happened. They quietly did it through the people that they felt they wanted to hear from. But they opened up this consultative process on to get feedback on what these category-based draws should mean for Canada. Well, they've got lots of information in here. I'm going to get rid of that. They have lots of information in here, and that's what I covered in this video right here, the 2.0. Well, that was kind of a rough and tumble because I was just going through this and just randomly pulling things out. But what this blog post here does is I pull out my top seven insights on what express entry is really going to look like. And I strongly encourage you to slide over here, and you can easily access it by going to a law firm website. And all you have to do is just click on blog, and it's the very first blog that comes up. Okay. But there are a ton of, as always, there's tons of content here. I strongly encourage you to slide over and look at it. But this blog right here, there's a video in the works that's also going to kind of summarize and make it a little bit easier to digest this information. But yeah, I strongly encourage you to slide over and take a look at it because there are a ton of insights in there that can give you an idea of where express entry is going to go. And so, so for draws, yeah, those are my predictions. Long roundabout way of doing that, wasn't it? All right, let's see what we have next. Okay, Mary Peter, it's good to see you. Or Peter Mary, one of the two in Pakistan. Thanks for connecting in. Millerad says, any news about the work permits for spouses of low-skilled workers? Not yet, but trust me, the moment I hear anything, I will let you know. Anastasia, oh, I feel so bad. I've been meaning to connect with you guys. And I know, how is things going for you? How is settling in Lethbridge? Let's see. Did we have something else? I thought I saw another post from you as well, Anastasia. Let's see here. Oh, she says, how cool. I'm dying to finally get to this Castle Ski Resort. Yes. And so hopefully you can do that, you guys. But it's, you know, as the temperature starts to warm up, sometimes the spring skiing is a little bit more enjoyable. But the wind can be pretty strong too. And so Castle is a great hill, and when you can hit it just right, it's awesome. The good thing for you is that it's just a short, you know, hour and 15-minute drive. So if you can see the weather's good or the forecast is good, then off you go to the ski hill. Okay. I love Muhammad. He says, there will be no CEC or FSW today. All right. Maybe you're right, Muhammad. Maybe you're right. Okay. Cher says, good choice of music. Mark, thought on CRS. I'm 486. Okay. CEC. Maybe. He says, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I know. And Abdul, hey, Abdul, it's so good to connect with you. He says, I hope you're enjoying your trip. We sure are. And it was, yes, it was great working with you as well, Abdul. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, Paulo, boa tarde. Eu utilizo o sotaque de Portugal porque eu morei em Portugal por 2 anos. Yes, so my accent is from Portugal. And I'm assuming that, Paulo, you're probably from Brazil. So maybe it's boa tarde. Maybe. Good to see you. I love it when my Portuguese-speaking followers chime in. Fantastic. Okay, let's see what else we have here. And we've got, Kayor says, any news for expiring post-grad work permit holders or new TR to PR pathway? Right here, guys. I offered my thoughts right in here on this same process. So go check out that blog post because I talk about that quite frequently. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Jumping down here. Oh, there we go. I love this. Lost your sound. Can't hear you. No volume. Lost sound. At least I know you guys are watching live. That's what makes me happy. Yes. There we go. Looks like everybody's like, hey, what's going on? We can't hear you. That's awesome. At least I know you guys care. All right. Oh, wow. This goes for a long... There are so many people. Yes, escutando nada. Yes, you can't hear a thing. I guess you guys do care about me, trying to give me feedback. And people who say, is this actually live? Well, there's the answer, isn't it? Absolutely, it's live. Okay. Yes, when you showed the photo, the audio stopped. Okay. You hate reading our comments. I am, but the comments come so fast that they go faster than I can read. And so I have to scroll through. Oh, that's so funny. I must have been talking for quite a while, wasn't I? Okay. All right. Nafi. Yes. So you can see how many comments. Oh, 'twas. Okay. And Romeo, yes, any postgrad extension programs in the near future. Read the blog post. Read the blog post. Okay. Tahir over on Facebook, give you a shout out. That's great. At this stage, I can't tell if it's working on LinkedIn. So frustrating. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, thank you. Ewan says, Mark, good luck with your surgery. When approximately I can receive demand for biometrics, AOR 6th of January, 2023? That's a good question. So right now it's a disaster. And I want to share something else with you guys, which I am actually really excited about that I haven't talked a lot about. And that is this right here. It's the resurgence of the Canadian Immigration Podcast. So now that you guys are commuting more, and a lot of the professionals, lawyers, consultants, and those that are following me, now that you're back commuting into the office, I've decided to really ramp up the Canadian Immigration Podcast. And so you can access this on the Canadian Immigration Institute website. You can also access it right on our, let's see here, blog, fees, legal help. Huh. Well, I thought we could. I guess not. I guess I better make sure that there's a link to the podcast right here on the Holthe Immigration Law site. I thought there was, but there isn't. Anyways, right up here, you can see that there is a, if we go here, you can access the podcast right here by clicking on this. And the Canadian Immigration Podcast, we have just released our initial first 3 business immigration series: how to hire a foreign worker, does your employee need a work permit, how to avoid the need for an LMIA. And we've got a whole series. Alicia and I are going to be recording a bunch more that we're going to be releasing. But tomorrow we will have another episode that is going to drop. So if you have not subscribed to this, please do. And I want to let you in on something I am so excited about. And that's the fact that not only do we have all of the lawyers from the firm and Prem and Igor all joining us on the podcast, but we have started what I've hoped for many months, the Canadian Trivia Competition. And so the Canadian Trivia Competition on the Canadian Immigration Podcast is basically 10 questions that Igor asks us on Canada. Now, they're based on 4 pillars: Canadian history, geography, culture, and pop culture, and of course, Canadian immigration. And so he can ask the questions from those 4 categories. And well, I can, out of the 10 questions, we definitely did have a winner. And was it me? I'm not going to say, you have to listen, but it should, that episode should drop tomorrow morning around 5 a.m. Mountain Time. So watch for that. If you haven't gone over and subscribed to the Canadian Immigration Podcast, do it, because it's something that you can listen to while we go through, while you're traveling or commuting or multitasking or whatever you're doing. And the Canadian Express Entry, the Express Entry live Q&As, these will always still continue, as always sponsored by Holthe Immigration Law. But this is something that's just another offering to provide helpful information to our followers. Now, I'll also point out as well with the Canadian Immigration Podcast that we always start off by talking about all the current affairs, things that are going on, some contentious issues, experiences that we've had. We tell stories, we share insights. And before I jump into the actual questions that people are asking, and remember, if you want your question to be answered for sure, just super chat and I'll make sure that I hit it first. The thing that I want to talk about right now is this whole world of job offers. And I know how desperate you guys are. I know those of you whose postgrad work permits are expiring, how desperate you are to be able to get a job offer. And my goodness, there are so many crooked, unscrupulous people out there offering to connect you with employers to get a job offer for a whole bunch of money. In fact, I had a consultation in the past, well, just recently, where an individual booked a consult with me to just confirm if this opportunity was correct. And, when I went and looked where, at the site where they went to, the site wasn't even complete. There was a bunch of other issues that really had a lot of warning signs, and the fact that they were charging an astronomical amount of money for these job offers. And the person was only a middle person, and it didn't look like they were even a regulated immigration consultant. And so it sucks. because the client was very concerned and very worried about, the person finding out that they talked to me. And it's hard for me being in Canada, where if there's corruption, if someone is exploiting someone else, we have laws and the rule of law to go after them and to protect people and to ensure them their rights. That's why I love the country so much. But more and more, we get people who come to Canada who bring their own patterns, their own views, their own ethics, their own morals, their own maybe lack of respect for the law with them. And then it never ceases to amaze me how often they will then in turn exploit their own countrymen. And often they will speak the same language. So you assume that, oh, okay, they will trust you. And they're very convincing. And they get people to pay unbelievable amounts of money. Like even in Lethbridge here, I know there are some organizations, some food service industry employers here that will take $30,000 or $40,000 Canadian for a job offer. And when I hear about it as an immigration lawyer, there's nothing that I can do about it unless the person comes forward and is willing to disclose. And unless immigration has evidence to prove, there's nothing they can do. So people are basically paying their own salary for a whole year to get these job offers to allow them to stay in Canada, which is illegal on every front. And it breaks my heart because as a lawyer, there's nothing I can do because of my code of professional conduct. So if there's one thing that I can implore you, please shed this loyalty that you have to your community, your ethnic community, the group of people that you associate with, where there's someone is just a bad person. They're just taking advantage of people, stealing their money, not even being regulated to offer immigration services. We're seeing it a lot. I'm seeing it a lot from all sorts of countries. And if I could just implore with you, please stand up to it. Because as long as you don't say anything and you stay silent, these types of individuals are going to continue to hurt and damage people, destroy their lives. And I see it all the time because of my practice. People call me when things go badly. I'm really grateful that this client had reached out before any money transpired and, money changed over. So that's my request, because unless you guys do something about it, unless you get past this feeling of, oh, I can't say anything, or what if they find out that I said anything? To hell with them. Understand that they have no control over you. People that are cruel can't call, that are cheaters and scammers, they can't call immigration and create these fake, reasons to get you removed from Canada. They can't lie or say bad things about you to harm you. That does not happen in this country. It's they that are the ones that are going to get fined, locked up, and hopefully get their permanent residence taken away and shipped out of Canada. That's what I would love to see, because this is my country. I love my country. I'm so proud of it. I'm proud to be a lawyer. I'm proud that we are founded on the rule of law, but it's only effective so far as people are willing to come forward with evidence to prove that the person has been doing things illegally. So is it legal to pay someone to find you a job to get a labor market impact assessment? It is not legal. It is illegal to do that. And so anyone who's trying to do it, is it legal to pay someone to help you get a work permit or express entry or whatever it is, and they're not a regulated consultant or immigration lawyer or lawyer generally? No, it is not legal. You have to be regulated. And it's why? Because it's to protect you. So I'll leave it at that. But it just breaks my heart because after talking with the client today, I said, okay, you know what, if you're uncomfortable, I won't say anything. I'm not going to pursue it. And I'll just leave it. But as long as people stay silent, there's not a darn thing that I can do to help people. All right, there we go. If this platform is worth anything, that's what I implore you. Okay. Oh, Mariana says, yes, I'll be happy happy to send one. Where can I send it? Mariana, I will absolutely reach out to you. I'll have Igor reach out to you because that would be so kind. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what's next. Oh, Andre says, okay, the whole process took around 5 months for us. Great. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, this is great. Lola says, how realistic is it to get a job in Canada via visitor visa? Don't do it. There are so many complications with this. And here's the problem that I have. Here's the problem that I have, all right? Individuals that have visitor visa status, you're in a very vulnerable position. And to bank on getting a job after you come to Canada as a visitor, well, it begs the question, when you originally applied for that visa, is there elements of misrepresentation in that application? And I've seen border officers remove people from Canada because their original entry as a visitor, they felt was not genuine. And the purpose of entry, they felt, was really to get a job and not to just come visit. Now, it's a matter of semantics as to whether or not someone can change their mind. And I guess I shouldn't say it's really as much semantics as it is. There's a very objective element to the officer's assessment. So what that means is an officer can look at the situation and formulate their own opinion as to what they think was in your mind. That's, based on a balance of probabilities. Whereas a subjective reality is what you really, really thought in your head, what your intentions were of coming to Canada. So I don't like that, Lola. I really don't. And there's so many people that in the same light will exploit this. And once you're here, money's running tight, the desire to work, even though you don't have authorization to do it yet. And for that employer who may or may not be a good actor, to say, hey, why don't you just start a little bit early, Lola? And once the work permit comes, then you'll be fine. And then we won't say anything. Well, that's illegal, and you can run into problems as well. And I'm not going to spend a lot more time on that, but the reality is it's something that I don't personally like. Okay. Gab says, I applied for restoration and extension of the postgrad under 2022 policy. If denied, can I stay in Canada and wait for approval of spousal sponsorship inland application in which I am the primary applicant? It's possible, Gab, but as always, I ring that bell and I encourage you to slide over to our firm and click on speak to a lawyer and book a consultation with Alicia or one of the other lawyers. Alicia has, she's got almost 20 years of experience practicing immigration law. Chanel and Cedric and myself, and I've got about 20 as well. We're all here to help you. And if you want to know how things are going, you can check out the ratings as well that other clients have sent our way. And we appreciate those ratings. It's hard to get noticed in a noisy world, isn't it? All right, let's see. So yes, it is possible. It is, but definitely I'd encourage you to book a consult. Okay, Mariana, I think I remember you explaining this. Mariana says, for me, it was super fast, luckily. Applied on December the 28th, 2022, CEC inland, no dependents, no police certificate needed, though. About 2 months, I was shocked. The best of luck to everyone waiting. Yeah, wasn't that crazy, Mariana? You waited for that ITA, you were patient, and then for that all to happen so quickly, so awesome. All right, Teen Shoes says, can current postgrad work permit holders have a job, apply for the work permit extension program that was implemented yesterday? So understand that the work permit, so what we're talking about here, let me see if I can, I wonder if I have it, if I can find it. Just give me a second. We just talked about this yesterday in our podcast. And so I'm just looking here to see if I can locate it. Alicia, when she's on with me, I can pull up everything because she shares the links with me while I'm talking. But now we're in a situation where I've got to kind of work around. Oh, that's not it. Just give me a second. I'm really going to see if I can find this. Because this is an important, we talk about this in the podcast, and essentially it just extends the policy that allows visitors to apply for a work permit extension from within Canada. So let me just see if I can find this. Oh, I've got way too many pages open. One Well, I thought I could find it, but unfortunately, I am not going to be able to. Okay, I'm going to have to leave it unless I can search it. Oh boy, let's see here. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, yeah, I did. Oh boy. Bear with me, and I apologize for the delay. So visitors can continue to apply for work permits inside Canada with temporary policy extended by 2 years. So the key thing here, guys, is to remember that you have to have valid status in Canada as a visitor on the day that you apply. So you can't restore to this process. Okay, have a job offer that is supported by a labor market impact assessment or an LMIA exempt offer of employment. So the job offer has to be LMIA based or employer specific under the International Mobility Program. And submit an application for employer specific work permit no later than February the 20th, 2025. So they've extended it way out another 2 years. Okay, so that's really what this policy is. So back to the question here. We'll just shift back. There we go. It's a little bit slow. My system's bogging down again. So with an LMIA based job offer, you can if you're a visitor, but you're currently a postgrad work permit holder. So if you have a job, you can apply for the work permit extension, but it's not that policy doesn't apply to you. It's only for people who are visitors in Canada. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Sherry's waiting in the pool. Hang in there. And Belen, oh, nice. Yes, that's great. I love it when you guys give each other kudos. Let's see what else we have here. Yon says, wish you good luck with your surgery and hope to see you soon. When approximately I can receive demand for biometrics for my FSW application, AOR since January 6, 2023. Greetings from Morocco. Yeah, this one, it should happen fairly quickly. It literally depends on the country. Okay, we'll pull up Andre here. He says, I got my AOR September 30th and got my PR portal email February the 7th. So there you go, just about 5. Okay. All right, great news. Congrats. I love when you guys are communicating. Hey, Promise, it's so great to see you. Promise was the winner of a, actually, we'll go back to Promise here. She was the winner of a free access to the Express Entry DIY course. And so one evening I went on as a little surprise and she was willing to join me as a guest. And so, yeah, so that was really fun. I actually really liked that. Why don't we do it again? Why not? Let's see. I know I have to wrap this up for sure at 11, but here's what I'm going to do. I want to do something that's fun again. All right. So here's what we're going to do. And it might be a little bit crazy, but, what I want to do is I want to invite someone to come on and join me and Minister Fraser here. Okay, maybe not Minister Fraser, maybe just me. But I want someone that is willing to come and join me, and let's see if I can do this. This might be a little reckless on my part because I don't know who's going to be responding. Okay. So I want to see if anyone is daring enough to come and join me live right now. Here's the URL. If you click on this URL, I will pull you in right now and you can join me and you can ask your question live. Okay, so I'll leave this right here. You guys can probably see it. I'm trying to find a spot where it's more visible. I'll put it up there. Okay, so I'm going to put, there's the link. So if all you have to do is follow that link and you can join me, and I will take one person before the end of the live here and I'll pull you right on live to join me. Okay. So we'll see what happens here. See if anyone's daring enough. I'll just leave it up there. Okay, let's see what else we've got going on here. Let's see. Okay, so Prashant, this is another one that I'm going to do the triangle here. So Prashant says, if someone is working as a web programmer or in investment banking, but their education up to master's is in civil engineering, are they eligible for any PNP? I'll be grateful for your insight. This is tough because every single provincial nominee program is different. So for example, if you're in Alberta, they don't care. If you've got work experience and you're working in Alberta and you meet the other eligibility criteria for, say, the Alberta Opportunity Stream, well, they don't really care. In other provinces, it depends on the program. So that's one that's so open-ended, Prashant, that it's probably better to book a consultant for us to dive in. Okay, let's see here. We've got Grish says, "Hey Mark, my mom had a super visa stamped on her passport and we lost it. How do we get the new counterfoil stamped on the passport? Do we have to apply again from India?" That's a great question, Grish. And you know what? I've never had that. I've never had anyone ask me that. When it comes to getting replacement visas, there's a process for applying for a visa from within Canada. And if it's lost, you probably have to go through that process to secure it again. And you know what? I'm actually, this is one you've stumped me. I'm not sure, but I can definitely figure it out. So I recommend just book a consult. I'll see if the triangle works. Wow, everything's kind of bogged down here. And we can talk about that. Looks like no one's daring enough to join me here. No one's daring enough. Okay. Oh, Hades says, in the middle of class, but finally able to attend a live one. Shh, don't let your teacher know. Paulo says, happy to be here. That's great. Okay, let's see here. Casey says, "Hey Mark, if we purchase your express entry course, do we have a platform to ask case specific questions? Are we able to do a one-on-one with you?" So this is the beauty of the course. So people that purchase the course will be invited to attend the next masterclass. And I have, because of my eye surgery, I was going to do another masterclass in the next couple of weeks, but likely it will happen at the end of this month. We will do our masterclass. And that masterclass is a series of 4 one-hour sessions every evening where I join you to talk about all of the questions that, you know, somehow you may not find in the course. But I'll tell you, Casey, you're going to be really, really hard pressed to find any aspect of your situation that is not covered in the course. There are, you know, if you look at how many actual, if we just slide over here and we look at the course, if you look at how many lessons here, we have over 10 hours, like 642 minutes. We have over 10 hours of content in addition to the live master classes. And so if you register now, you will have the opportunity to get access to that masterclass. We have someone who is brave. Okay, let's let David in here. Let's see how daring David is. Oh, okay, 1 second. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Okay, bringing David in here. Here he comes. All right, the man, the myth, the legend. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, David. Hey, Mark. I'm David.
Awesome. It is so good to have you here. So you're out with the cows. This is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I'm watching your lives every time I'm feeding the cows.
So tell us, what kind of cattle do you have there? They look like Black Angus. Is that what they are?
Yes, these are feeder steers.
Nice. That is awesome. Did you guys hear that? They're feeder steers. So you're looking at your hamburgers behind you, you guys. These ones are for the table. So that is awesome. So what's the weather like out there here in Southern Alberta?
Well, it's cold this morning. I'm cleaning bunks right now, and it's a bit chill this morning, but that's all right. It's way better than last week.
Oh, last week was terrible. I was telling everybody, you probably heard, right? About it was so cold that I couldn't even ski. So, but that is awesome. That is great. Thanks, Dave. So tell everybody your story. So you're working now on a farm, and we've submitted a PR application for you. What did you submit?
Yeah, well, I have been in Canada for about 3.5 years, almost 4 years now. And I've been working at feedlots the whole time. And first I started to work with immigration consultants, and some stuff didn't work out. I'm pretty glad that I finally meet you, Mark. I wish I would have known you before. But anyways, lots of time is gone, and what was it? In January, we applied for the province nomination in Alberta, and it seems like it's coming forward. I just
Yes.
noticed yesterday that Alberta this year has 9,750 nominations instead of 6,500. So
Yes, there's more room, more space, right? Now, I want to share a little something with our audience about you, David. So some of you say, "Oh, woe is me, I don't have the education I need, or I don't have the work experience, or, it's just going to be too hard, or my language scores aren't high enough. Well, David needed to get his high school at the level of Alberta, and he worked his tail off. He's got a family, he worked his tail off to challenge the high school equivalency exam in Alberta, and he just knocked it out of the park. He did awesome. And so even though he's working hard outside with the cattle and taking care of his kids and his awesome wife, this guy found time to make sure that he could do it. And that was the only thing stopping him from pursuing permanent residence. And he did it. So congratulations to you, David. I am any day now, we're going to get positive news any day now.
Yeah, I hope so. I also need you to get back to me to get my kids' student permits. I got new passports for them. I'm ready for it.
That's right. All right. Well, I'll connect with you right after we jump off the live here.
That sounds awesome. Thanks, Bart.
All right. Thanks, David. This is fantastic. Look at that. You guys, if you can see, he's got the cattle behind him here. Oh, there we go. Now you get an up close of some of these nice Black Angus cattle here. Awesome. Thanks, David. This is great. You're the best guest I've ever had.
Oh, yeah, the best lawyer I ever met.
Awesome. Take care, David. Great to see you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness. That is so awesome. Wow. So cool. And you're right, Sogat. Congratulations to David. He's so inspirational. Yeah, like everybody told him, yep, there's just no options for you. And he was just working on work permits, and he works hard. He really does. I'm just so proud, and I consider it an honor to work with David. We're just waiting for the Alberta nomination to come through, and yeah, just an exceptional person. So yes, they are. That is so funny. They are adorable, but understand, you guys, those of you who are wondering where your McDonald's hamburgers come from, and all of your hamburger, it comes from feedlot operations like that. So they are food, but you can see that out in the beautiful mountain air of Southern Alberta. That's what David does. And he works at a feedlot. So cool. I've never had a client do that. Oh, that is so awesome. I love that. I think hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. I'm seeing lots of thumbs up now. And Cher says, Mark, you should do this more often. Congrats to David. So inspirational. Well, if you guys would join me, then I could. So I think we will make it a part of the day. We will. All right. So, and it's fun, just spontaneous too. So thank you so much, David. Oh, lots of thumbs up for David. So cool. Okay, let's get to a few more questions here. I don't think I have any other supers that I've missed. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any. No, we're good. Okay, so let me take a look at where we're at, and let's get to some more questions for you guys as we wrap things up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think I've told you about everything. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, go do it now. You can find it on iTunes, or what is this, Spotify, or just connect it with your RSS feed, whatever it is. There's a lot of different places that you can check it out. So definitely go and subscribe to the podcast. And I think even within let's see if we go here to the live that we're doing right now. Let me see if I can pull this up. I can never remember what we've got in the description. Okay, let's scroll down here. I'm going to show more. Yes, the podcast is right down here, you guys, the link, iTunes and Spotify. So if you're watching on, really within any of the descriptions of the videos, wherever you're watching, just click on one of those. Okay. Oh, I also want to let you know about another cool thing that happened. I wonder if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. So I just did this one. If you go to the CellPip Live, on the CellPip channel, the CellPip test channel, if you go here, let's pause this. Okay. And you go to the live streams here, you'll see that I just did a topic on Canadian immigration and the language tests with CellPip. So if you haven't had a chance, go over to their channel, CellPip Test, and go check out the live. It's a short little one, but we covered a lot of really, really good information and tips and insights on, the language, the world of languages, language testing and immigration. So if you haven't had a chance to do that, head on over there and check it out. All right. Okay, let's jump back here to all of the wonderful people here who are posting. Let's see what else we have. I'm just got to scroll down now through all of those. Oh, we got a super that popped up here. Let's hit the super. Okay, so Gunnar Boy says, hey, Mark, I got my biometric request on January the 6th, but no update so far since then. Processing time CC Inlanders was 18 months when I applied. Is that the expected time now? Not at all. Not at all. In fact, Gunnar Boy, if you look at the comment that that Mariana shared, let's see if we can find it here. Mariana was actually just a little over 2 months. So this is Mariana's situation. So for me, it was super fast. She said, applied December 28th. So just before the new year, under the CEC Inland. She had no dependents and no police certificates were needed. And it was about 2 months and she was shocked. So you can see that, that is, that may very well be like, definitely it's not going to be the 18 months. We know that for certain. And lots of people, and I think you guys know that I had some discussions that I've talked about when I was as the national chair with the national executive and Minister Fraser. I had some discussions with him about the problems with, let's see if we can find this. I've got too many screens open here. Let's see if we can get this so that it fits properly. Bear with me a second here. Okay, we just got to shrink this down just a little bit more. There. Okay. So with the processing times and with Minister Fraser and what he was doing, I had a conversation with him and let's see, Mr. Fraser, you're taking up so much room, Minister. Okay. Let me try to adjust you here so that you're more, so you fit a little bit better. There we go. You and me, we're together here. There we go. We got the minister. He's joining me because I had a discussion with him about the processing times. And at the time, the economic programs, in particular, Express Entry, whenever you search for CEC, for example, and then you check the processing times, this here, you can see it said 16 months now. It actually continued to read 6 months, even through the pandemic when processing times were just skyrocketing. And so you can see this was last updated just yesterday. Okay. And so it's at 16 months right now for Canadian Experience class. But I actually appreciate this, Minister, because ultimately, if the processing times, if you're aiming them for what they really are, and this factors in everybody, ones that have been stalled out and ones that are not, but it gives people a realistic view. And who's happier? Okay. Who's happier? Someone who looks at this and sees 6 months and it takes 16 months to process, or someone who sees 16 months and their application is processed in the same time frame as Mariana there in a little over 2 months. So there we go. So thank you, Minister. I very, very much appreciate your willingness to join me and to adjust the processing time so they reflect the realities of the world. So thank you. Let's see if I can. Thank you. Oh boy, that's funny. Thanks for your patience. The minister hasn't chewed me out too badly for bringing him on the podcast against his will, but that's okay. I should say the live stream. Okay, let's zip through some more here. Let's start, see if we can get, do you know what? Oh, we're just about up here. All right. So, all right. I think, guys, we're going to have to end right there. But I want to, there's David who's over on Facebook. So those who are on Facebook, I appreciate you guys connecting in. And yes, I do see you. And those of you who are on YouTube, thank you so much for following. Okay. And I know that some of you have got some big questions that I wasn't able to get to. Remember tomorrow, Armin says, Mr. Fraser, you are taking so much space. Hey, Minister Fraser is really important to this whole equation because he's the one driving the ship. He's the one that is going to be exercising his powers to determine where the strategic draws are going to go. And I want to remind everybody once again, there's going to be a new video that's going to be dropping right away, but head over to Holthe Immigration Law and make sure that you check out this change this blog post, The Future of Express Entry, my top 7 insights on the targeted draws that I specifically drew out of the immigration's IRCC's consultative process that they provided to employers. So make sure that you check that out. All right. And Minister Fraser, you, my friend, you're bigger than me. So let's adjust this properly as soon as my screen decides to shift back to where I want it to be. So this is where Minister Fraser is in the grand scheme of things right here. He's here. And you guys, I'm the little guy back here saying, hey, this way. Hey, Minister Fraser, can you please do a draw for all of the CECs or target all those international students that are just languishing here in Canada, waiting for some form of bone thrown to them so they can get PR and stop stressing. Why not? This is how we roll here, guys. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We will see you again. Let's get some tunes to kind of, to sign off with. A little bit of tunes. Nice. Okay, guys, thanks so much for being here with me. Remember, Alicia and I will be back tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow at noon in our live. Looking forward to having a lot more fun. See you later.